Thank you so much. And as we've heard from a lot of people this morning, oh, great, thank you. I know there's so much to talk about, and there's so much snacks to have, all of the above. So thank you for coming back. It's really important that we hear from our educators who are doing the work, and it's a real honor to welcome this team from the Hayward Unified School District. In a few moments, you'll be hearing from Carolina Fortin, if you don't mind waving. She's the Newcomer Services Coordinator. And then Josefina Garcia from the Family Engagement Outreach and Equity Specialist for Newcomer Services. Catherine Winogura, the Co-Director, Bay Area Resource for Newcomers. Homa Habibullah, Case Manager. And Zuha Bahaduri, Executive Director from Five Pillars. They're going to be discussing Hayward Unified's implementation of their Newcomer Services Program, very successful program. Thank you so much for being here. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I can't express how excited I am and thankful that we're in a space all together. I know that sometimes our work feels very lonely, siloed. So I'm really happy that we're all here doing this amazing work and that, sorry. Are you looking for the clicker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Again, I'm Carolina Fortin, and I'm the Newcomer Services Coordinator for Hayward Unified School District. I'm very happy to be here and honored to be here in the presence of our partners. We can't speak about the work that we're doing at Hayward without really bringing in our partners into the conversation and highlighting the amazing work they've helped us accomplish in Hayward. So this is our team. I'm glad we already introduced ourselves. So just to give a visual, our Newcomer Services team is really myself and Josie. We call it the two-woman show at the district level, so we support newcomers district-wide. And we are housed at what we call the Parent Resource Center Hub. So it's really, what that is it used to be an old school, an old elementary school that was shut down and now reopened to become the Parent Resource Center Hub. So a centralized location of support and resources for our parents that they can access to easily and get the support. And just to give an overview of who our newcomer population is that we serve. So we have different populations that we served before receiving the RSI and CalNew grants. We actually started serving, and the needs for my position began by the Alameda County's Center for Healthy Schools out of the huge influx of unaccompanied minors that came in 2014. So we support unaccompanied minors, children of migrant families, so family units. And then we received the grant. We were very fortunate to have the grant, the RSI and CalNew grant in 2018. And we started to expand our work to provide support to our refugee and asylee students. And most recently, we are RC grantees, so we're really excited about unfolding that work. Just to give some numbers, we have around 200, I think I'm going to say closer to 300 unaccompanied minors at our district-wide, close to about 978 children of migrant families, so family units, and then about 430 refugee and asylee students. That's like a duplicated amount of students. District-wide, our newcomers make up 7% of our student population, with having identified 1,325 newcomers district-wide. For our RC grant, we have about a total of 75 participants. That includes 50 students and 25 parents and caregivers. About 12 of them arrived in the last 12 months, and the rest in 12 months or longer. We actually have a majority of our students who are in pre-K through 5th grade. And then also many of them are in middle school, and the rest in high school. The top languages that they speak are Dari and Pashto, although we do have some students that identified English as their first language, and that we find that during the enrollment process, parents might identify that, but in reality, it's just they don't want to put another language, right? So it's going hand in hand with not understanding the process sometimes. The top countries that our students are from are listed here, the top 10, the majority being from El Salvador, Mexico, Guatemala. But I want to say maybe 3 years ago now, right, Josie? We had a huge influx of Afghan arrivals, and so they went hand in hand with actually arrivals from Honduras as well. And then most recently, in the last couple years, we've had a lot of arrivals from Venezuela, Peru, and Colombia. So I'm going to invite Catherine or Homa up to talk about some of the challenges that our Afghan students face, which I'm sure maybe many of you are familiar, but it was really, truly a reality for Hayward Unified School District Afghan students that we were noticing, and we were having a really hard time reaching those families at our district.
Thank you, Carolina. First of all, I would like to thank Center for Immigrant and Refugee Health for organizing such an important and wonderful conference, which is really helpful, and I'm happy to be part of this panel and conference so that we can at least meet each other, know our partners, and it would be a great opportunity for future collaborations with you all. Thank you. For the challenges faced, so I will be talking about the Afghan students and their families' challenges within the school. Of course, we all know that there's a lot of challenge when an Afghan refugee comes to US. There's a lot of other challenges, but I will be focused on the school challenges, few of them today. And for this, the BRFN team, we did a kind of a survey with the Afghan families and their children to see like how they feel about the school, what are the challenges, and what needs to be addressed by the schools for them. Oh, no. So for this, like the first main challenge which most of the family were concerned and stressed about was the language barrier. And of course, it's a totally new country with new language, so, and majority of the Afghan population, they don't know that, they don't understand the language. So of course, that is really a barrier to most of the families connecting with the school system or understanding the overall school system. So, and they really, most of them, they really want to support their child, but due to the language barrier, they cannot support their child in a way they should. And also, most of the schools, they don't have, the materials or resources in their local languages, like Dari and Pashto. So that's why it's another kind of a challenge which the families struggle to reach out to the schools. So it would be really helpful if schools and overall the education systems provide such services and resources to the Afghan families. Technology literacy is another big issue which most of the Afghan families shared with us, that many of them, they have never or they have minimum experience of using technologies like laptops or Chromebooks. Even myself, when I came, my daughter, the first day she had a Chromebook. But for me, it was much easier. I knew how to use it, so it was much easier for me to guide her. But imagine all other Afghans, they have never used or don't know the language, and there's different application and apps where they have to complete their assignments and to have the to be at a good level in their classrooms. And personal experience, not just the parents, we also involve the children. Our students, our Afghan team students children are also going to the school. So we want to hear from them and also the Afghan children, like how they have felt about their school when they arrived. Many of them, they said that when the first few days were the most difficult, we were thinking that we are not part of this world. It's totally a different world where we didn't know the language, the culture, the way teacher was communicating with us. It was really strange for us because we were not understanding. And even if we want to participate, if we wanted to say something, we were afraid that we might make a mistake, so they preferred to sit quietly. So that's really a big issue for them. Like most of them, they said that we were just waiting for the, off, like we wanted to go home and when the school will be off so that we can go home. Emotional challenges with many of us, we said like how, war, conflict, evacuating to other countries really affect overall the families, but especially for the kids, it has a really bad effect. And like one of the students who was in the high school, he mentioned that when I came, I have seen my parents struggling, when they came from Afghanistan, reaching the US. I have seen my father, mother, they have struggled a lot. And even now, if they're here, they are struggling financially, psychologically, and there are a lot of issues happening in my family. And they came for me, for a better future for me, for a bright future. So there's a lot of responsibility on me. And sometimes I feel so depressed and stressed. Like, what should I do? How should I be successful? I see my classmates that they already know a lot, but I have to be at their level. So the schools need to understand like all these root causes, all these stress Afghan students are going. So we need to work with them. We need to connect them with counselors, mentors who can really provide a psychosocial support to them. Specific challenges, same, like many Afghan students mentioned, language is really a big challenge for them. Culture, like understanding the new culture, adopting to the new culture is really a big challenge for them. Academic pressure, as I mentioned, they need to be, because they came, with a different education system. They don't know the language, and they have to be at the level of their, classmates. So that's a lot of pressure on them. And it's really important for the schools to connect them with all the mentors, peers, like who can guide them and, guide them on the overall, the culture and the school system to these children. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you.
So as Homa mentioned, all of these challenges, as a district, as a program, we were really excited, right, that we had this amazing funding opportunity to extend our services to refugee students. But we really needed to first and foremost, learn the culture, learn the families that we were going to begin serving. So as excited as we were, we also experienced many of these challenges. We experienced many families as we were eagerly trying to reach out to them. We really hit many roadblocks with trying to reach our Afghan families. We would try to call them on the phone, try to introduce ourselves, and we would get hung up on. They would literally, hang up on us, and we felt very defeated. So we came to a point where we really needed to reach out to someone, to the experts, someone that could really help us reach our Afghan families. And I remember sending Suha 5 Pillars an email and getting a response from her, and immediately jumping on into creating this beautiful partnership that we were able to accomplish last year, and we accomplished so much great work. So I want to invite Suhal up to talk about all of the great things we did last year to support our Afghan students and their families.
All right. I just want to take a moment to really take in this moment. I'm so grateful to be here with everyone, to share space with everyone. Thank you, HUSD and BRFN, for allowing me to share this space with you all. And today, for individuals who hosted this, thank you so much. My name is Ohal Bahaduri. I am a co-founder and executive director of the 5 Pillars organization. We're an Afghan-led organization, and we were born out of the crisis of August 2021. I stepped in and stepped up alongside my community. This was a community grassroots effort to ensure that Afghan newcomers that were arriving here were being welcomed with dignity and respect. While I was born and raised in the States, my parents came here over 35 years ago, so I understand very clearly of the challenges, and we wanted to ensure they had an easeful transition into their new lives, which led us to this amazing partnership with HUSD. In partnership with HUSD, what we ended up doing was developing our tutoring and mentorship program, providing weekly after-school tutoring and mentorship to Afghan newcomers. And by doing so, we were able to build even more trust and a really close relationship with these families to really truly understand all that they needed assistance and support with. And in doing so, let me back up a little bit. So when we started our programming, families that were coming, that had enrolled their children into our mentorship after school program, they didn't just come for the tutoring, they also came for community. They wanted to be with community, they wanted to learn how the school district and we can provide support to them. And in doing so, we realized as the moms were coming to drop off the kids, they're like, well, we also want to partake. This seems incredibly fun. How can we participate? So we then decided to form English conversational circles for the moms. And we had on average 25 students a week and then 15 parents a week attending this after-school programming that we had developed. We also provided workshops, and in those workshops, these were topics of interest to the parents and students themselves. We tailored everything. We met the families and students where they were at, and then we would tailor our programs to meet their needs. We also provided halal food, and thanks to our incredible partnership with Baby to Baby, we're able to provide baby essentials and other items. And we also were able to provide case management services, because as we all know, it wasn't just homework help they needed. They needed more assistance as they embarked on their resettlement journey. And push down. Here we go. Let me just stick to the slide so I don't miss anything. The tutoring program was developed by 5 pillars under the RC grant, communicating the importance of family involvement in enrolling their children from the Afghan Family Night that we did in partnership with HUSD. We conducted a needs assessment to gauge everyone's interest in workshop topics and identify areas where families needed the most support. The families consistently expressed the need for academic and language supports for their children. This program, as mentioned earlier, included the tutoring, as well as parent-guardian English conversational circles, technology literacy sessions, life skills development, and, as mentioned earlier, community. I would like to note that we are also able to distribute to all Afghan newcomers at Hayward Unified School District, as part of our Bridging the Tech Divide, new HP Chromebooks to each students that enrolled into the program. And then we also provided them Tech 101 in terms of how to use the Chromebooks. And yeah, it was an incredible partnership. And since then, our program has expanded and enhanced. So we are now providing this type of program via online, virtually, to families and students throughout the Bay Area School District. And we look forward to continued collaboration and partnership with HUSD as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Suhan. And I think another mention I think that I want to definitely highlight is the Afghan Family Nights, because as soon as we began our partnership, we invited families in. I think we had about a week and a half to plan, because we were like, okay, let's get the families in now that we have this new partnership. And that's where we introduced all of the services. And I remember we filled up our MPR, so which is our cafeteria. And it has like what capacity for what, 260? 260, so we filled it up. Every table was filled, and it was just really nice to see that.
Wasn't it the first event where all the Afghan families actually attended?
Yes, yeah, and you can push it there so everybody can hear you too. So.
It was one of the first events, actually the very first event, where Afghan families felt comfortable and trusted us and welcomed to attend. So the entire NPR was at capacity.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It was really nice. Another thing that came of this was, before, when families were still learning about our services, they felt that, Hayward Unified School District didn't care. Many of them were looking to transfer to Fremont Unified School District. They said, Fremont has better resources, it's a better district. And at the end of this the end of our program, families were like, now I feel like Hayward cares. Now I feel like, I have a safe space. So we really are thankful to 5 Pillars and the staff that really helped create that safe space for our families. Oops, sorry. So as a result of that, as Suha said, her program has expanded to support other districts and many other districts, while they'll still be supporting Hayward Unified. With the opportunity that we received of getting the RC funding, we wanted to not just have a safe space for our families, but also have staff that represent them. Somewhere, like I said, we are located at the Parent Resource Center hub. So we wanted families that as they came to visit the hub, they saw someone that looked like them. They saw someone that spoke their language. Not just Josie and myself, because they know us too. I mean, we will say that we've definitely gained their trust, but we wanted somebody that spoke their language and that they could identify with. So we really wanted to have a case manager or some sort of staff personnel that we could house at the Parent Resource Center hub. So through our, we did a little bit of digging for resources, and we found the Bay Area Resources for Newcomers. We were very fortunate that they have the capacity to support us in case management, and then that we have the funding to contract services with them to have case management and opportunities, and really a staff that will be at the hub to support our Afghan newcomers. So without much said, I want to bring up Catherine up to talk about what our new partnership will look like and what our work moving forward will be to support our Afghans at Hayward Unified.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see this room filled with just all the love and the care that's here. It really is very present today. I'm Catherine Winogura. I'm co-executive director of BRFN, which is Bay Area Resource for Newcomers. We have been in existence, I don't think it says that, oh yes it does. We've been in existence since 2010, and maybe only a tiny few people in this room would know that we just changed our name to Bay Area Resource for Newcomers. We used to be called Burma Refugee Families and Newcomers because the organization was originally founded in 2010 by a group of amazing newcomers from Burma who were establishing the organization to support their own community. Since then, things have morphed and changed, and populations have changed. And so now we focus primarily on services to Afghan newcomers and services to Eritrean newcomers. And that is because we have kind of a small and mighty team, but all of our staff, except for me, are from lived experience and speak the native languages of both of those countries. And so we provide pretty comprehensive services to them. We are not considered a refugee resettlement agency. We don't have an ORR contract, so we kind of call ourselves post-resettlement. I mean, post-resettlement can be they arrived 2 days ago, and some people that we serve are coming. We do work with we partner with the refugee resettlement agencies, the three that are kind of in the East Bay area of the Bay Area. So that would be JFCS East Bay, International Rescue Committee, and now a new partnership with Church World Service, CWS. Who are new on the scene and very excited to have them helping resettle refugees. We also work with, it's really important to note that we work with not just people who are being resettled through resettlement agencies. So we have seen a significant rise, well actually it's a new phenomenon, that Afghan arrivals are actually coming by border, by our southern border, having crossed 13 countries in order to, over many months, in order to get here. And that is a phenomenon that's happened since the big evacuation of 2021. So we're serving border arrival Afghans and many border arrival and asylum-seeking Eritreans. So basically, this is kind of what we provide, on the screen, and we are just delighted to be partnering with Hayward Unified School District. We are delighted to be sitting next to 5 Pillars and have tremendous respect for what they've been doing, throughout the East Bay, but very amazing services, and I would say items, really, really amazing essential items that they've been providing to newcomers in the kind of Hayward and through that corridor area. So yeah, it's a new partnership with HUSD. We just started technically in September, and we have our superstar on our staff is Homa Habibullah, who is now, she's kind of settled into as a contract. BRFN is contracted with HUSD. Homa is spending 2 days a week on site over there at the Newcomer Hub, and she's contacting all new families. People are learning about her through word of mouth. They're now contacting her. The hub is this amazing. We got this very comprehensive tour on our first days, and there's just an amazing set of resources and physical stuff that's available for newcomers. So Homa is there, and Homa will be starting to coordinate the tutoring program, which will go on Fridays, and there is going to be continued English conversational circles, and also kind of the family support and family engagement stuff that can involve. We at BRFN, we already provide a lot of workshops and information. Homa, for instance, has run a whole workshop in native language, actually being taught by an Afghan doctor who resides in Concord, actually, on reproduction education. So it's a curriculum called ReproNet, and she has already run those kinds of workshops for other BRFN projects, so she'll be able to kind of bring in relevant topics and workshops and support conversations for Afghan parents. I think that covers it. Thank you so much. What? Let's bring, no, you guys do it. Yeah, or Homa, you do it.
So I'm going to have Josie talk about this day, but this similar to a similar style that we did with introducing our partnership with 5 Pillars, we actually introduced our new partnership with BRFN through celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child, which is, from what I understand, a holiday that is celebrated by many Afghans. And so I'm going to have Josie take it away with just kind of talking about what that celebration looked like.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. It's great to be in this space with everybody. And as for me, being a family engagement specialist, it's really important to learn all the different cultures that we work with in our community. So as it was mentioned before, our Afghan population was one that we were not connecting with. But thanks to our partners, 5 Pillars and BRFN, we learned a little bit every day to learn about this celebration, an International Day of the Girl Child, that was, of course, new to Carolina and I, and we put this event probably together in about a week and a half. But it was so successful. It was so beautiful to see how important it is to celebrate the girl in the family. A lot of our families in Hayward might have one girl, and the rest are all boys. So we said, let's do it. You know, what can this look like? Again, being mindful of providing halal food, keeping with the traditions of celebrating an event for a child, and making them feel special for a day. We had a beautiful cake. There was lots of food, lots to drink. There was different activities. It was amazing. For our henna designer that was there, did probably a henna design on every single woman and child that was there. At the end, I figured her hand must be cramped up. But in 5 minutes, she was able to do one on my hand and then on Carolina, so we were excited for that. But it was just beautiful, just so beautiful, because we put a little flower, tiny bouquet together to give to every girl that was there. And it was just amazing to see when they received that little flower bouquet. It was just amazing that they were being acknowledged and recognized at a night. So the other part of our work is, of course, learning all of their family needs as they come to a new country and try to resettle. One of the things I'm going to highlight that's very unique in Hayward Unified is that we have a community closet. And in that community closet, we are able to provide our families with basic needs. That means clothing, laundry detergent, basic hygiene products, feminine products, and if you ever heard of having a diaper subscription, we got a diaper subscription. So with that subscription, we're able to provide diapers once a month to all of our families. It's a whole kit because the baby wipes come along with it. So that's a huge need for our families in our community. And then also, just having all of the basic needs that they need to try to have the students be successful. And along with that is providing backpacks with school supplies as well. And we do everything that's in our reach to try to set up those students to be successful in school, as well as helping the families, because as we all hear about all the challenges, there's always a financial challenge throughout their resettlement. And then the other part we were going to touch on is, as you can see, how important it is to have partnerships. Okay, because Carolina and I can't do the work alone. We can't meet every single need. So it's critical to find those partners that can fulfill those other needs, such as the tutoring programs to further support their academic progress. So the tutoring program that we started with 5 Pillars yesterday is like, we were hearing the families needing the additional language development support for their children. The math support, because math today is taught very differently, and it could be very kind of complicated even for us adults to try to learn it and then teach it. So providing all of those needs and responding to our families' needs is where we got to get a little bit creative and figure out a way to fulfill those needs so that they can be successful in the future. And then another thing that we are adding with the Afghan Coalition this year is that at our high school, we have the World House program at Tennyson High School, and the Afghan Coalition provides youth mentorship programs. And then this year, they're going to add a navigation support team to further support our students at Tennyson High School and their families. And then I'm going to go to our next one. And again, when we do our social events or any workshops, we have to provide a survey. I'm not a fan of filling out surveys and completing them, but in our work that we do, that's kind of like the only way or the largest way for us to learn of what our families need, what they're looking for, how we can better support them. So in filling those needs, of course, the adults also wanted to learn English. So last year, we were able to partner with our community college, which is Chabot College in Hayward, and we provided a non-credit course, ESL course at our Parent Resource Center hub. So it was key to bring this program to a site that they were familiar with and where they felt safe. So we were able to bring that class. We're already on a third session already, and then we are also adding another one with our Hayward Adult School. Again, because we're filling the needs of our community. So that's why it's important to, as you're receiving new families and students, that we look at the whole picture, okay? Not just enrolling the student in school, getting them assigned to a school, and we're done. Our work doesn't end there. We have to look at the whole family because, like we said, whatever's happening at home is going to affect that student in school. So we work really hard and we give priority our families to meet them where they're at and looking for those partnerships to further fulfill those needs that Carolina and I can't do on a daily. So community partners is the key to our work that we do. And then another important piece is that for our ESL classes and for some of our events, we also provide childcare. Okay, and because we know a lot of our folks may be coming from work, we'll make them a pot of coffee. We have drinks, we have snacks, okay? Because our courses are usually, we do it one day a week because we know it's hard for them to pull away from work. And having a 1 day a week class from 6 to 9 is, it could be a long 3 hours, but providing those other services as childcare, we do our best to fulfill all those needs to make it successful. Okay, I think and here we are. This is our contact information. If anybody would like to reach out to us to have a further conversation, we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here.
When it all comes down to it, it's about implementation, right? And and those partnerships on the ground. So what a wonderful panel. Really appreciate how a community can come together, create these partnerships, and uplift all the newcomers. So thank you for that. Very inspiring. Our next speaker is Kristina Shelkunova. She is the director of Slavic Refugee and Immigrant Service Organization. She's going to talk about family education empowerment program, educational and supportive services for Ukrainian refugees, and you'll really enjoy this talk. So please help me welcome Kristina. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Вітаю. I'm not really public speaker, so I'm so stressed out. Please take it easy on me. So I would like to start with introduction myself. My name is Kristina Shelkunova, and I'm executive director of the Slavic Refugee and Immigrant Service Organization, which I founded in March 2022, shortly after the war in Ukraine began. Much like the families we serve, my own journey started with immigration. I was born in Minsk, Belarus, and immigrated to the United States 8 years ago. Having personally experienced the challenge of adapting to a new culture, learning a new language, and rebuilding a life, I deeply understand the struggle of displacement. With a master's degree and business administration and passion for supporting Ukrainian refugees, I created SRISA to provide critical support to those affected by the war. Our work spans across the Southern California, offering housing, transportation, groceries, clothing, referrals to nonprofit and government organizations. Our mission is to ensure that these families have access to resources they need to rebuild their lives. Most recently, after the war happened and we started to do our work, I became a partner of the San Diego Refugee Community Coalition, which is based in San Diego. I'm very grateful for the Amina Sheikh and Valerie Nash of this support, because without this support, I won't be able to create anything. And from their suggestion, I create a Facebook group, which right now 21,000 followers. The group name is Helping Ukrainian Refugees in the United States. Their families can find a sponsor to come to the United States. Our partnership with nonprofits and resettlement agency enabled to us to help families nationwide, ensuring that no Ukrainian refugees is left without support. I'm honored to be here today, and I want to thank you all for being here with me. It means a lot to have your support as I share a story and the work we are doing to make a difference. SRISA mission is to help Slavic refugee and immigrant integrate in their new community by providing education and essential service. One of our most impactful programs is a family education empowerment program, which is designed to help families rebuild their lives by focusing on their core pillars: education, essential supply, and family mentoring. Throughout this presentation, I will take you through the various components of the program, demonstrating the positive impact we are making in the life of Ukrainian families. At the heart, I'm sorry, not right button. Okay, at the heart of this program is empowerment. We are providing more than just assistance. We're giving families the tools they need to rebuild their lives. This program addresses critical needs, from learning the local language to helping children succeed in school, and offers essential resources that ensure families can meet their everyday needs. One of the most important aspects of our work is the comprehensive approach we take. Our goal is to make sure that families, especially single mothers with their children, have the support they need to integrate in the new communities confidentially and successfully. One of the key components of our program is our weekly adult ESL classes. These classes are designed to improve English proficiency among refugee adults with a special focus on the single mothers. Language is foundation of integration. It's a key to access employment, navigating daily life, and engaging with community. We focus on conversational skills, grammar, and practical language. User empowers participants to handle everyday situation, whether it's a grocery shopping, filling out job application, or talking to their children's teacher. A great example of impact these classes can been seen through one of our participants, a single mother who arrived in the United States with her 2 children. Through these classes, she not only improved her English skills, but also gained the confidence to apply for a job in her local community. She is now working as a cashier, supporting her family and feeling more connected to her new life. This weekly session fosters confidence, and each success story serves as a reminder that language isn't about communication, it's empowerment. Another vital component of our program is youth tutoring and mentorship initiative. Refugee children face unique challenges when entering a new school system. They often struggle with the language, new culture expectation, and the emotional of resettling. Our tutoring program, held every 2 weeks, offers support in academic subject and mentorship that helps students navigate their new environment. This mentorship are key to ensuring that refugee youth not only succeed in the school, but also develop the life skills they need to thrive. Imagine a teenager who arrives in a new country with no knowledge of the language, forced to start high school in an unfamiliar place. The anxiety can be overwhelming, but with the support of our tutors and mentors, these children overcome those obstacles. They gain confidence, improve academically, and build friendship that can help ease transition. Also, beyond the education, we also focus on meeting the basic needs of refugees. Since 2022, we distributed over 1,000 essential household and school supplies to families in need. Items such as backpacks, notebooks, household necessity are provided to ensure that no child goes to school unprepared and no family is left without basic supplies. One of the most rewarding aspects of this program is seeing the relief on the faces of parents when they receive their supplies. For them, it's one less things to worry about in already challenging situation. And for the children, having the right tools helps them focus on their education rather than hardships. This effort is about more than just giving things away. It's about removing barriers to success. Every backpack handed out, every set of notebooks provided contributes to child's ability to thrive in their education. Parenting in a new country while managing the emotional stress like myself right now of displacement can be overwhelming. That's why we offer parenting classes for mothers. These classes are designed to help single mothers understand their children's emotions, improve communication, and balance the demands of parenting with the challenges of resettlement. Through these classes, mothers learn techniques that help them connect with their children on deeper level. They learn how to manage teenage emotions, which can be particularly challenging during the stressful process of relocation. One of our participants shared how these classes helped her improve her relationship with her teenager daughter, who had been struggling to adjust to new school. The skills she learned in this session not only strengthened their relationship, but also improved her daughter's emotional well-being. Our support doesn't end with education and emotional help. We also assist families with school enrollment and translation services. For many refugees families, navigating the school enrollment process is daunting, especially when language barriers exist. CRISA helps families gather the necessary documentation, coordinate with local school, and ensure that their children can start school without delays. Our translation service ensures that parents can communicate effectively with teachers and administrators, making sure their children receive the best positive support. By breaking down the barriers, we create an environment where both parents and children will supported, understood, and empowered to succeed. Since the program is inception, we work with 50 youth and 100 parents. We've seen empowerment in school performance among children, increased confidence in language skills among parents, and overall better integration in the community. These are more than just numbers. They represent lives changed. One of the most encouraging things we've seen is how the families we support become more self-sufficient over time. They start participate more actively in their community. Their children thrive in school, and they began to envision a brighter future for themselves. I would like here to also thank San Diego Unified District. Right now, Michelle Marana, she is present with her, I forgot the name, I'm sorry, case manager. And I would like to read a few testimony from the single mothers which was able to enroll to the school. And this is specific mother, Lyubov Kuzmenko. It's her daughter who was struggling in the school. She doesn't speak almost for a year. And she moved from the different apartment complex, and she's supposed to start a new year, this new year, since September, in new school. And for her daughter, it was a huge challenge, again, with mental health. So she's very difficult, can adapt a new environment, new kids, and can very difficult to make any friendship. That's why I was emailed Michelle and asking for help if she is willing to help me to find a good school, placed the child in the right hands. And then the mother, Lyubov Kuzmenko, writes this testimony. I will read it loud. Dear Michelle, I wanted to make a moment to express my sincere gratitude for your assistance in enrolling my daughter, Evgenia Kuzmenko, in the prime-time after-school program at Nipakwa Elementary School. I'm very thankful for your support and effort on behalf of my family. Evgenia attendance in the after-school program gives me confidence and opportunity to continue my professional development. Thank you again for everything you have done for us. Your kindness and support means so much to us. All these requested documents are attached to this email. Warm regards, Lyubov Kuzmenko. I will read 3 of the testimonials because I think it's very important when we have a face of the people we're serving. This is Marina Titarenko. She was arrived less than a month ago, and she has 4-year-old daughter. She's also a single mother. I would like to thank Michelle and Christina from my heart for helping us find and get into the school. My 4-year-old daughter, Alice, and I come from Ukraine when the school year already started, and there were no places in school. Christina helped us to get a school near our house, and now Alice can get the education she needs, and I have opportunity to find a job. Thank you for what you do. Your help is valuable. It is very important to realize that you are not alone with a child in another country, and there are people who can help. Regards, Marina Titarenko. And the last one, but not least, this is Victoria Yermolova. She has a specific child with specific needs, and it was very important to help them. I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to the invaluable support for you have provided to us. Thanks to your dedicated team, Zahar is able to thrive in the school environment and lead a fulfilling life. The individual attention and resources you offer have made a significant difference in our daily life. He feels more confident, included, and empowered, both at school and beyond. Your commitment to helping children like Zahar is huge. We are incredibly grateful for everything you do and feel fortunate to have such a supportive community. Warm regards, Victoria. And I would like to conclude and And I would like to conclude and our goals, future goals and expansion. Looking ahead, we're excited about the future of this program. We plan to expand our services, reaching more families and offering additional support in areas like mental health, job training, and advanced education. We envision a future where no refugee is left behind and every family has the opportunity to thrive. In closing, I want to repeat the importance of the work we are doing at SRISA. Through the Family Educational Empowerment Program, we are not only offering assistance, we are empowering families to build a brighter future. Together, we can help these families overcome the challenge of displacement and resettlement, and we can ensure that they find success and stability in their new homes. Thank you all for your support and for being a part of this important journey. Let's continue working together to uplift these families and create stronger, more resilient communities. I would like to thank you all again. I would like to specifically thank Alison. She is my mentor on this journey because we start with public health with her on the mental health program. And she's all the time offering me new grants, and I say I won't be able to get it. And she makes strong relationship and make me to believe in myself. I appreciate it.